Hey guys, so there's a lot of discussion out there online in the forums and even among the experts about when to add the oil or the fat to pizza dough. And a lot of the guys are saying you have to add it later in the mixing process. Take a look here. This is from Tony Geminiani's book, The Pizza Bible. And basically what he's saying is, you know how oil and water clash? He's saying that, and this is the argument I see out there among a lot of people. He's saying that if oil surrounds the flour, then it won't get properly hydrated because the water won't be able to penetrate the oil and get to the flour, and the gluten won't develop properly and it won't be hydrated properly, and you're going to have an inferior dough that's not as strong and stretchy as if the gluten had developed properly. And for my experiments, my informal experiments, I should say, in the past, I haven't noticed any difference at all. But then I realized I haven't done a side-by-side comparison, so that's what I did in this experiment. You know the drill. I made 2 dough balls, exact same ingredients. I'll put the ingredients in the description of the video. One of them, I just threw all the ingredients in at the same time like I always do. Mixed it up in the KitchenAid for about 4 minutes. Now the second dough ball, I mixed all the ingredients in except for the oil, mixed it in the KitchenAid for about 2 minutes, and then mixed the oil in for another 2 minutes, and that's how I got started. So this is an overnight ferment, put in the fridge, took the dough balls out the next day. Other than that one gas bubble you see there, they're the exact same. When I started to shape these two, I didn't notice any difference at all. They're both really, really strong and stretchy. I made these the other day, and as I was doing it, I realized I should have made a third one, because if I had a third one, I could have cut it in half so you could see how thin this pizza dough was shaped out. It was so thin. I wanted to do it as thin as possible to really test the strength of the dough. And this is about as thin as you can get. The thinnest pizza I've come across in New York would be Scars. And when it's baked, the thinnest part of the pizza, the point, is about 4 millimeters thick, and it gets a little bit thicker as it goes back towards the rim. And that's what this was. It was about 4 millimeters, or a little bit less even, and it got a little bit thicker towards the rim. But this is about as thin or thinner than any pizza you're going to see in New York. And I did that intentionally. Well, I prefer this way for starters, but I made this especially thin, just so I could test the strength of this, to see if the strength of the one dough ball was any stronger than the other. And it wasn't. They're the exact same. These were so thin. They were so strong, no tearing on the dough anywhere. It just kept stretching and stretching. And I baked them for the same amount of time. They're made the identical way, other than the oil, the one I added later. So take a look at this. This is thin pizza. It's strong, it's firm. It was exceptional crust, and there was no difference whatsoever. So that's it. That's the proof. If you've done an experiment like this, where you've done it actually side by side, let me know. Thanks for watching.